What's going on, people? Let's just go back again with the review show. I hope everyone's fit and well. Yes, let's digest about yesterday's game that entered Nottingham Forest 2, Wolves 2. Let's talk about lots of agree, disagreement. So if you are new, please get your comments in now. Please hit the subscribe button for my channel. Please do hit the like button as well. It helps my channel a lot. And let's talk about it. First of all, let's get the guests in. First of all, we've got the old and grumpy man, Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? I'm good. Well,
Well, I could be better. I could be better.
Yeah.
And we've got Brendan Johnson Jr. at the bottom. His hair is more of an afro, more than ever. But how you doing, Brendan?
Yeah, I need to get a trim really soon, don't I? Yeah, I'm waiting.
No, leave it.
I need to apologise for the background as well. You guys is very good. Mine's my boring grey uni walls, so I apologise about that.
Listen to me. It's all good there, man. It's all good. But yeah, people, please show some love to both Steve and George. Like there's a lot to talk about. Like yesterday's game at Forest 2, Wolves 2. But people in the chat, let's in the chat as well. Richie, even DOT in chat. I hope you're well, my friend. Mogos, why did you drink against Wolves?
Straight away.
Yeah, straight away. We're all going to talk about it because that's what everyone's talking about these days. And I don't know. I've got a little rant. I've got a little rant to talk about, but that will come through the show. Paul, hope you all nice to see you yesterday, Mr. Dore. Do you think so? Be happy with the second goal? Too many mistakes that will cost us. Yeah, too many mistakes as well. And George, I do my friend Gregory. Right, let's talk about it. I've had enough. I'm going to have a little rant before we get both Steve and Brendan Jr. in. I saw it a bit on all social media straight after the game about Ryan Yates was awful. And people agree, disagree if you can. George might agree, disagree. Steve might, I don't know what Steve might do. He always disagrees with me for some reason. But what's with all the hate with Ryan Yates? I don't get with all the. Wasn't he that bad? Was he the only person that was bad yesterday on the pitch? Because I keep saying it every single time. Ryan Yates is the easiest target to go at, and all I see is Ryan Yates this, Ryan Yates that. Wasn't he that bad? Okay, yes, the first goal he could have done better, blah blah blah. But people in the chat, am I wrong? I don't get it. What's all the hate? Please in the chat, agree, disagree with me. Let me get Steve. No wait, before we get Steve, let me just go for one more on this. Good evening, Mr. Dore, Steve and George. Hope you're well. I'm happy to get the point and draw. At least we didn't lose. Love seeing you, Mr. Dore, Steve. I'm just doing a drawing. Yes, so make sure you do a big head of Steve because I've had enough of his big head throughout the season as well.
Start, Jet. I'm getting a bit.
Yeah. One more. Get rid of Yates. He's relegated to Nuno's second year. Greg, but what's it? I don't get it. Was he the worst player today? I don't get the hate from him. But I'm a Yates fan. If I see he's crap. But it wasn't bad as everyone draws him out. But Steve, it's on you. Am I right or
wrong? Me personally, I didn't think he had that bad a game. But yeah, he made a couple of mistakes. But look, Ryan Yates, when he's on the team sheet, gets picked on straight away. He hadn't even kicked a ball. I mean,
easy target.
Easy target. Yeah, he could have done better for the second goal. He could have seen what was going to happen. But then again, there was a lot of other things. I'm sorry, Ben, but against Fulham, I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah.
He not
playing for the goal.
And it's just, I mean, listen, someone's just put get rid of Yates. He gets us relegated and Nuno sack Yates. No disrespect, but all I'm going to mention is one word: Origi. Nuno should be sacked for Origi. End of.
Yeah. And I heard that.
Let's get George.
Yates, Origi. Now, if you want to get me fired up, talk about that. Anyway,
we'll come back to Origi, shall we? Right.
But let's get back to Origi. Let's get people in the chat. Get involved because I'm just sick of it. Like I said, he's the easiest target, and I said it in my video. He's always the easiest man to get to tackle every single time. And yes, he's not a Morgan Gibbs White. He's not a Chris Doyle. He's not a Danilo. He's there to do his job, and he did do his job. I don't get the hate, but George, carry on.
There was a review in The Athletic, a piece in The Athletic, wasn't there, a few weeks ago, about that Forest have played over 4,000 games with a homegrown player in the starting 11. It's like fans wanting this run to end, because I don't understand the constant barrage, right? Yesterday, he made a high-profile mistake. I mean, we'll come to it later, and I'm more annoyed with Omobamidele than Yates in that situation. Yeah. Yates makes one mistake, Omobamidele makes 5 or 6. But he makes a high-profile error, which is undoubtedly, and he's had 2 poor games. You know, it wasn't that good against Tottenham, especially in the first 20 minutes. But what I like about him is he came back from that. Like, he had a first 20 minutes that was awful, but many players in that midfield could just go missing. Whereas you still saw him. He made the most passes, apart from Murillo, Omobamidele, and Elanga. I think he made the most passes in that Tottenham game. And, you know, yes, there's that stat about him not making that many passes in this game. What do you want from him? You know, we know he's not the most technical best player, but I think he's better than people give him credit for. You know, he's quick when he gets the ball, he wants to get rid of it, and that's a key trait in a Nuno midfielder, because I think that's why we let Mangala go, because he took too many touches and often had a tendency to take 5 or 6 touches and Forest wouldn't get anywhere. Whereas Yates at least offloads the ball, whether it's sideways, backwards, and yes, he made a mistake as well just before the goal with Sells, but Sells shouldn't have passed it to Manu. That's a hospital pass from Matt Sells there. So yeah, I mean, Dominguez did a lot better than Yates did when he came on, undoubtedly. I just don't see why fans feel the constant need to pile on him. And it's like him and Sangare are the 2 scapegoats at the minute. I don't know when it's going to change. So I wouldn't drop him for Everton. I think Everton is a Ryan Yates game. We need some physicality in there, in that midfield. And we've got 3 midfielders in Dominguez, Danilo, and Yates that I'd be happy to start every game. Just rotate them, you know. But every single manager since Ryan Yates has been around picks every single manager.
Yeah,
Martin O'Neill, Lamucci.
Well, George, let me say something, George. I'm sorry, George, since you mentioned since Martin O'Neill and Joaquin were manager and assistant manager, Ryan Yates has played consistently under O'Neill, Warburton, and just carry on. And even when the T-shirt comes out, oh yes, he's playing. It's blame managers.
Yeah, every single manager chooses him, right? It's not like one of them has a bad opinion on a player. It's all of them, right? And I don't think that's an anomaly, really. It's
No, I tend to agree, George.
Do you want to expand on that, or just?
I totally agree what you're saying. Ryan Yates can't be that bad a player.
No.
If every manager that we've had has played him. I think you're right, Ben. I think it's a scapegoat from start to finish. I'm just going to go back to that one that George said about the hospital pass from Sells. I was right at the side of that pitch when that all started, and Rayner caused that problem because Sells wanted to lob it to Rayner straight out like he would with Elanga. Elanga would have gone, and Rayner said no, and then Sells put it somewhere, and then it was going nowhere. Yates didn't want that there. You know, Sells should have just cleared his line. He didn't want that there and that was a bad pass by Sells because he could see what was behind Yates.
Yeah.
And we're all blaming Yates for it. I'm sorry. I tend to disagree with a lot of people. I don't think we go down if Ryan Yates gets picked. We don't go down. We go down because we can't defend set pieces. And the manager seems to think, well, you know, it's what it is. And you know, I think we need to back off Yates. He has got that desire of he will put his body on the line. Yes, I think Dominguez is a better player. Yes, Morgan Gibbs White is a better player. And yes, Danilo's a better player. But what you need in a team, is someone to do your dog's body's work. And Ryan Yates goes and does it. And I'm sorry, you know, one day, Everton, Ryan Yates will most probably play really, really well, or he'll play really, really bad.
Steve, he could be man of the match and still people still be like,
Fulham,
what's the
Fulham game, right? Gibbs White was fantastic against Fulham, right? But Yates was I'd say the second best player on the pitch. I didn't see any credit towards Ryan Yates. Man United, that goal remember the goal we scored against Man United where Yates gets it on the edge of the box, drives us into their half, plays it wide. Nobody giving him credit for that. Everything bad that he does is highlighted, and if he does anything good, no one bats an eyelid.
Exactly.
Highlighted 10 times worse, George, as well. When he does something bad, it's 10 times worse.
Yeah, the only player that gets more hate is Sangare, and then it's Yates, and then everyone else,
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what frustrates me a lot. And like I said, I did a video. People want to see the video. Go check it after the stream about Ryan Yates. The hate that he gets is a scapegoat.
Yeah,
if he could be man of the match, as people just want to be picking. Oh, Yates, he did a bad pass to a certain. Get a grip of yourself. He's getting picked. Get on with it. If he plays good, he plays bad, have an opinion. But don't have a gut. Yates every single time he does. Oh, it's just annoying. But people in the chat, what do you think? I see a few comments.
It's 50. The thing is, right, about it, it's 50-50 in it. Like, half the chat is loving him, half the chat is hating him. There's no one I've found that's like in that middle, and that's what's so difficult about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. So, unless Paul never has good or bad game reminds me of Ian Bowyer, Steve. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I do. Ian Bowyer was, a bit like that. Yeah. John McGovern was another one like that as well. He used to get, why is he in the team? But obviously Cloughie played him, and as a captain.
Exactly.
So they must see something.
Exactly. And I said, I don't like get there. Like we'll get into the debate with Dominguez and as well coming up, but I had to get down my chest. Like, people will have opinion. Well, it's all right to have opinion. It's fine. But I'm going against the haters that hate Ryan Yates. He gets picked. If you don't like it, blame Nuno. It's simple as that. But I blame the rest of the managers. Like, and and how did we win Wembley? Was it Ryan Yates? Are you going to blame Ryan Yates for doing that own goal at Wembley? It's just, I don't get it. Katie, love Yates, always gives it all. Definitely needs to play against Everton. And again, another debate that we'll do for the end of the show. Because if bars go down, it's Nuno continues to play Yates.
If he continues.
Another one, Yates can make too many mistakes. Another scapegoat as well. Colin, I like Yates. I think I was supposed to say Yates, Colin. Defender was poor for the first goal. Ryan Yates' fault, Patrick. It's Ryan Yates' fault. Let's talk about the whole game. Like, it ended 2-2. And people in the chat get involved as well. What are you happy with the point?
I think it feels like a massive missed opportunity, right? I looked at Gary O'Neill those last 20 minutes and he was fuming because Wolves came here to get a point. Their players weren't playing for it. And he was the only guy trying to drive them on, right? They were there for the taking. And I'm so disappointed that set piece goals come and ruin us again, poor defending, because we were the better team on the whole of it, right? We weren't as good as we were against Fulham with that attacking confidence that we had, but we were the better side on the day. They had one corner, shock, we conceded from it. They had that incident that we self-provoked on ourselves with Sells playing it out and the Reina situation, and then the goal they scored in the first half. That's all they've had. Apart from that, they had nothing. We had more chances than that in the first 10 minutes. So a point is all right, but I really think that is a missed opportunity because people are still saying Forest will be all right. That Everton game, I'm scared of. I don't think Forest get a thing out of that because of the aerial bombardment Everton are going to provide us, right? And if we'd have won yesterday, you can quite easily go to Everton and think, right, similar to what Wolves did at the City Ground, we can take a point. A point is okay. But now, because we've not beaten them, I think we've got to go to Everton and try and win. And I cannot see that. So I was very disappointed leaving the ground because I thought that the Wolves were there for the taking and Forest, they did enough and they got into good positions, but just couldn't finish it off at the Origi chance and things like that. But what Jose Sarr didn't, we said Sells didn't make a save. Sarr didn't really make much of a save either. So I think in front of goal, we've got to be better because those type of games are the reason that we're going to go down if we do, and the reason why we're not a bit further up the league.
Before I get Steve, I'm saying that another one. last 5 games remaining. We should play Origi again. We are going to talk about Origi throughout the show. Don't get Steve mad because Steve's face says, "Oh, Steve, was you happy with the point, or do you think we should have got the 3 points?"
I was totally gutted with the point. That's a bad result. I spoke to you before the game, Ben, and I said we've got to get 4 out of these 2.
Yeah,
I can't see us getting 3 next week. I hope I'm wrong.
Why is everyone down? Everyone's. I feel the same. I'm not going to lie. I feel the same. I feel the same.
I just think Sean Dyche has been sitting there and he's just texted Wone and said, "Boys, we're just going to put these balls in the box."
I'm going to text Ian Wone and say, "You better let Forest win." But yeah, what's next?
But no, I was disappointed. I know you're going to talk about it. 2-2, 10 minutes to go at home. You need the win. And the substitutions, they just...
Right. Let me try it. I know we're going to talk about Origi. I know that before we do, he did bring on the Portuguese guy. What's his name? Ribeiro.
Ribeiro. Yeah, he did. He looked hungry.
He come on. He looks like a player that we needed in the final third. But
yeah,
it did do it a little bit wrong. But I know. No, let's talk about it. Origi. Go on, Steve. Then we'll get to Georgia. Go on. Give me the chat. Go on.
You can see the steam. The steam's coming already.
He is an absolute donkey. All right. When he comes out and runs, warming up in front of me, I'm hoping the stewards open the gates by the side of the Trent and let him carry on running and don't let him back in. All right. He is the biggest waste of space I have seen. I am being polite here because it might be a family show, but he should not be anywhere near that squad. I'm hoping someone tells him we're playing Bournemouth next week and he goes the wrong way and he doesn't turn up at Everton. All right. He's utter.
Right. Let's twist it. Let's twist it. Right. Let's twist it, Steve, right? Because Origi. No. Let's just twist it. And people in the chat as well. Origi has a good record against Everton, though.
Oh, come on.
I tell you
I'm
what,
just sure you'll never know.
Ben, I tell you what. Hear everything here. If Origi comes on and scores the winner, next week, I will personally take you out for dinner against Manchester City.
Right, people in the chat.
Can I come as well?
You can come as well. When he gets the ball, reminds me of a tourist that's just come out of Heathrow Airport and doesn't know how to get out of the M25. All right, he don't know which way he's going. All right, I mean, when you see him talking and the little things before he comes on, I reckon they're telling him we're playing in red. All right, because is that rubbish?
Origi, if anyone watching like Origi, we better score against Everton because Steve has never took me out. He has never brought me anything. So yeah, everyone clip this. I'm clipping this, and I'll say, Steve, if Origi scores against Everton, he's buying me something. Yeah,
yes, I'm already on one bet. I've got to sing to the guy from Australia when we beat Man City. That ain't going to happen. I ain't bringing me vocals that day, and I ain't going to tell you something else. I ain't going to be buying you a dinner. All right.
You bought it. You said it. You're going to buy me dinner. You said it.
I will buy you dinner if Origi scores the winner next week.
Can I pick it? You
can pick it, but you got a budget.
Okay, yeah, get some budget. No. I'll say Hooters, but I don't go Hooters. Something expensive. Is that right, Steve? Something expensive?
Hooters. You get.
No, I don't go Hooters. I don't go Hooters. Is that right?
It's all right.
Wait. In the people in the chat, where should Steve take me if Riggy scores? Put it in the chat now. Before we do, let me get. Thank you, Andrew, for being a member for 10 months. We do appreciate it a lot. Electric Race is a good player. He doesn't ever gives it all. That's what I say. He gives it all. Yeah. He's not like the best player that he does, but it is what it is. I just said, Enrique, we've all been saying the same about Ward. His words never mind dinner. He never mind dinner. Yeah.
No response. Oh.
Says KSC. Kate says, yes, Nando's. I'll take Nando's. Is that all right, Steve? Nando's?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Ham cob for Fox and Hannah. No, yeah, no. I love that. That's all right to be fair. Five Guys. I went there in New York. I don't rate it at all.
No, same. Overpriced McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Have you been to the one in New York or the one in Nottingham?
Not. Yeah, no, it's rubbish.
I ain't gonna lose no sleep. All right.
You are going to lose sleep. You heard it first. I'll say. Okay, Kate. No, right. People in the chat, carry on. Where should Steve take me if Riga scores against Everton? Please score. People, please do hit the like button as well. Hit the subscribe button as well. What gives White against his old club, George? Do you think he scored a good goal? He did his. Was it that celebration before the fans? Well, how did you rate his performance?
Yeah, he did all right, didn't he? I think he's got a bit of confidence at the minute, and you can see by the way he does the sort of outside of the ball passes and the bit of pace that he's got. You can see when he's in a confident bit of form because that comes out. He wasn't that influential. I think it was about time he was taken off set pieces. That was definitely the right thing to do. And, he's a threat. He got that little goal, found a pocket of space. Maybe that's something we should target a bit more, getting him in those areas as opposed to taking corners and fire them out of play or straight to the first man. That might be something to look at going forward. I wasn't overly impressed by Rayner, to be honest, at all. I don't think he offered much going forward. I think Nico carried us down that right-hand side. Rayner didn't offer any support defensively or going forward. And I thought he was a winger by trade, but it doesn't look like it at all. So,
George, sorry, can I listen? I've let people in the chat know. I speak to my mate who's next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Rayner, it was in both Morgan and Rayner was in each other's way the stage game?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I sort of, obviously Morgan is the one in the middle, but Rayner sort of wanted to do that a bit too much. And the best two things that he did in the game, obviously, was the corner and then the shot that he fired wide after Wolfsburn possession. Apart from that, I couldn't tell you anything that he did in the game. I cannot say that I've been impressed by him when he's played. And I know most of them have been substitute cameos. The only time I thought he did all right was when he came on against Palace. But that was when he had Gibbs White right behind him. And the only thing he did was play it to Gibbs White. That's all he did. You saw it for the goal we scored. Rayner just passed it to Gibbs White, crossed it, and Wood knocked it in. I think he uses the safe option too much. He doesn't if there's a through ball on for Rayner, and there was a couple of times where he had through balls for Williams down the right, but he just played it either behind him or straight to his feet. When Williams could get that and drive into space, but the pass killed it. So I've turned the Gibbs White question into Rayner, to be fair. I do sort of think that, they got in each other's way. And Gibbs White, Wolves didn't give him that much space. I think the back three didn't really help Gibbs White's play. But overall, he still created opportunities. He was the guy that drove us forward. And when he got that ball for the goal we scored, when it broke for him, even though it took a few lucky ricochets and stuff, I just thought, this is in, because I know what Morgan's like in those situations. He normally delivers, and obviously a few deflections. So, I think he was always going to be up for it against Wolves. And I just hope that these final 4 games or 5 games, he can continue to have a bit of confidence.
What about you, Steve? Let's say, goal.
I think he's a great player anyway. And he always gives 110%. I thought, he's always going to be up against Wolves, isn't he? Because of one or two reasons why. But I tend to agree with what George is saying there. Him and Rayner, I don't think can be on the pitch at the same time. It causes a few problems. We were a little bit without Alanga. I think with Alanga we might have actually won that game comfortably. I think that was a big blow. But I like Gibbs White, and everyone says, he's got to stay fit for me, because if we lose Gibbs White now for an injury in these last, how many games we've got? 6 or 5?
5.
Is it like 5? Lose the last 5 games. Then we are in trouble, because I think he is our linchpin. Him and Danilo played absolutely brilliant. I thought they're our 2 best players. They were driving us forward. But his quality, Gibbs White is. And if you listen to the Newcastle players, 45 million they're going to get him next year. Well, I don't know which side they're getting, left or right, because they ain't getting him less for 75 million. I tell you.
Let's we're talking about Danilo, George. I find was one of his best last season, but he's slowly getting better, and he took his goal well, didn't
Yeah, he turns into an animal at this type of the year, doesn't he? He did it last year. It was
he?
just incredible. That's exactly what we wanted for him. And when that ball dropped from him in the box, I think he did a similar finish in a similar home game last year. He was so composed. And sometimes he's a bit of a sort of, you don't know what you're going to get from him, but in front of goal in that situation, I think he's clinical. He's proved that time and time again. I think again he was up there with our best player in midfield. And while we've talked about Yates, I'm not opening that can again. But people say Yates is a bit too conservative, right? Danilo is the opposite of that. He's always driving forward. And that's why I think when he's in a bad run of form, he looks bad because he gives the ball away all the time and he can't find a pass. But when he's got a bit of confidence and when he's playing well and everything that he's trying come off, so similar to Gibbs White, to be fair, he's a joy to watch and he deserved that goal from his sort of recent performances. Yeah, I've been really impressed by him and I think he'll be playing most of the games in the run-in and he's, I think it's him and then a question of whether it's Dominguez or Danilo, depending on who we're playing and what we want to do. So, yeah, really impressed with Danilo and he's just an animal towards the end of the season. Hopefully he doesn't get injured because I think he got injured, didn't he, last season at right near the end. I think it was Brentford away, was it? I might be wrong on that. So hopefully he can keep playing them throughout the season.
I was going for the comments. There's still some food items for Steve. And his burger stack, best burgers in nuts as well. Time for Happy Meal. As far as would be happy with the moment. I don't want a Happy Meal, Andrew. Not a chance. Colin said chip shop. No, I don't want chip shop. I want something expensive, Steve. You're not getting away with this one.
Don't worry about it, mate. I'm not worried about it at all, as you can clearly see.
Ricky says, Lucy remains like Ethan has. So I'm a bit worried. Ricky, thanks. Why did I don't even know if the fixtures list, but I know they got Fulham last game.
They've got Brentford, Fulham, and Everton at home. I don't know who they got away, but that's 9 points.
Oh
no, they won't beat Brentford. Won't beat Brentford.
But Brentford got nothing to play for now.
They're safe now, yeah.
They're safe now. They're not getting relegated.
Don't forget one other thing, boys. There's a little thing that's going under the carpet here. Forest's appeal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are going to talk about. That's the end of the show, Steve.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just sorry.
Stick with the schedule, Steve. Come on.
Yeah. This is why I never get this guy up. He'd have to go at the end. So I know he's old and he wants it early night and all that. People like me and George are young and handsome, and we want to carry on. But people like this guy, he just wants to go straight away. People, please do hit the like button if you can and subscribe to my show. The substitution, like I said, we always talk about it. We always talk about the substitutions. Like we always talk about Rigi, like Ribeiro. Again, it was. Come on, come on.
Dominguez,
Tavares, tragedy.
Dominguez, right again. A debate again. George Dominguez. Do we start him against Everton? Give me the chat. Do we start him against Everton? This what again.
In place of who?
Yeah.
In place of who, Ben?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I was baffled, right, because Nuno have done two main things that have annoyed me since, and it's both dropping our players in form. He dropped Callum Hudson-Odoi after he had his best period of form, right, and then he couldn't get in the team for a couple of games. I think that was Brighton away, and he also dropped Dominguez, who was playing, and I think he, along with Aina, who's obviously been out for a 3-month stretch, have been our two most consistent players. So I was quite baffled to see when Dominguez was dropped, but you've got to say, like we've said earlier, Danilo's recent performances prove that maybe he's got that one right, because Danilo, the last 3 or 4 games, has been so reliable. I think every game we've won under Nuno, he's played in, or he started rather. And then I think he's the one you choose at the minute. We're not going to go back to a 4-3-3. I know we did that against Brighton, which was completely wrong to do. So we're not going to go back to having all 3 of them in there. So it's between Yates and Dominguez, and you're going to choose that, game by game basis. I think Dominguez perhaps was one. I mean, I love Ryan Yates. We've said that. Dominguez maybe would have been better suited sort of yesterday, and then bring Yates on if we're in a similar position to sort of drive the team forward to try and get a bit of spirit in there. But Everton away, I think you've got to have the physical side of it. I think we're going to have an aerial bombardment. We need to get as much height in there as possible. Yates isn't fantastic in the air, but he's better than Dominguez is. So I think Dominguez/Yates is going to be a game-by-game basis now. I think Dominguez did well when he came on. He was an outlet. He drove Forest forward a bit more. He was quicker on the ball. And he sort of made a performance that would say, Nuno, actually, you need to start putting me on, mate, because he couldn't get a sniff for a couple of games on the bench. Then he made a few cameo appearances. He came on up front against Luton, which was baffling. So I think that performance from Dominguez the last half an hour is showing the manager, actually, you need to start picking me again, mate. So I think
did he get it right? Did he get it right? The substitution there, yes or no?
I think Origi's the only one that he got wrong. Rivera looked far better when he came on. He won stuff in the air. He looked confident in himself, which Origi, is the opposite of that. And you could tell that because Origi, that chance that he had at the end, he's had that chance about 5 times for Forest. And every time he's done the same thing, drag it right at the far post. I think that one was the best one. He was more central. He had more of the goal to aim at. But you could see him actually. I watched the replay. He's never looking to shoot. He's looking at Wood about 3 times at the far post. So you can see that he's got no confidence in himself to lash it towards goal. So I think the Origi one was wrong. People aren't happy with Nuno Tavares, right? Aina had to come off. I think he should have came off 10 minutes earlier because he didn't get down the left-hand side in the last 20 minutes. I think he was knackered. And I'm not surprised because he's only just came back from an injury. So I think Tavares had to come on because if it's Toffolo or Tavares, based on the performances before Tavares got injured, you choose Tavares in a heartbeat. He's more direct. He can go inside. He's more of an option than Toffolo, and defensively he's better. So I think that was right. He brought Dominguez on at the right time. Obviously, Tavares didn't play well. I mean, if he had played the whole game like that, he'd be up there with Bong's debut against Charlton, if you remember that far back.
Yeah. Why did you mention that game, George? Bong gets so bloody hell.
That was his debut, though, wasn't it? And we were.
Was it 1-0?
Yeah, lost 1-0.
I think it was. Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, but like that comments just say, like Ribeiro, that pass was fantastic for Origi. I just wish it was the way around because I'm sure Ribeiro would have had the confidence to latch onto that and stick it away. So I hope that Nuno learns, if there's one thing from this, it's put Ribeiro on over Origi.
Yeah, but he won't.
What do you think about that? Do you think Ribeiro needs to come on for Origi?
And it's strange because he's Portuguese and young, and I thought that'd be like a Nuno player all over. But
exactly.
I don't know if I said this earlier, but I heard a Wolves fan say that Nuno tried to sign him 3 times when he was at Wolves. So apparently that's true. Yeah. So maybe he's had a love for Origi for a while, and now he's getting his chance to play him. He's not really paid that back though, has he? He scored with his chest on the line against Bristol. And that's it.
Bristol, yeah. Bloody hell! I can't believe he scored. He did, didn't it? Bloody hell!
Well, it was his goal. It was his goal, but he was just stood there. I could have scored it.
I've got a super chat, and this is for Andrew again. Thank you for the £5, Andrew. Mr. D, well done for your efforts. Have a fan for McDonald's. Yeah, but Andrew, I think Nando's didn't it cost about £30 for Nando's? So
it doesn't matter.
If you want to put extra, Andrew, if you want to put extra £25 towards a Nando's, that would be great. Please, anyone? No, what? I can pay for it for me and George. So if Ricky scores, me George go Nando's and Steve can pay. Yeah.
You can just give us your card if you want, Steve.
No,
give us your card, Steve.
Don't boys. It's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to have this big cigar smoking Saturday because Origi ain't scoring.
Well, if you do it on Saturday, you'll be waiting a while.
Yeah, but I will. I'll be gay early, won't I?
No, I'm 1 o'clock. So Steve, it's not Saturday, it's a Sunday, mate.
Yeah. I'll be getting there early.
Andrew, thank you for the £5. I'd like to people, if anyone do want to donate towards my channel, please do. It helps my channel a lot. Another player, let's say Chris Ward, he's been fantastic form for us today, but he didn't get much of the service, did he? Because, like I said, with Giz White, I think that's it. I said to George. Yeah, I think like Giz White, the first thing you'll do is look for Ward. But I just feel like both Giz White and Ribeiro was in each other's way every single time, and it didn't help him at all. So
yeah, the one thing I will say about Chris Wood, all right, Chris Wood in that 3 is much better when he's got Alanga one side and Callum Hudson-Odoi the other side. And you saw that yesterday. You've got Alanga playing. And that's another thing as well. I think the only thing I will say, and I hope he is fit, he's got a slight knock. If Alanga plays and Hudson-Odoi plays on Sunday not Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. I think then Everton have got a problem because the speed that them two will bring down at them, because Everton's defence isn't all that good. I know we're worried about the high ball, but getting back to Chris Wood, Ben, I did think Chris Wood. I mean, this time last year he was a £15 million donkey.
It was Origi.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was.
No, you're right. No, you're right. He was offering a lot more.
Wasn't that good.
Yeah, he was offering a lot more than.
Yeah, he was offering, and he does offer a lot more. And there was a couple of things he did. He closed down. He worked really hard. Lost causes. And I think one other thing I will say, by all accounts, I was quite fortunate. I bumped into Taiwo yesterday at the back of the Peter Taylor stand, and Jake had his.
He did. I seen that.
And he told me that he'll be back for Everton.
Taiwo.
Yeah, back Everton.
That's good then.
I'd still start Wood though. Wood
still start, but Taiwo comes on. You know,
he'll still bring Origi on.
Yeah, I hope he does. I want Menendez. He'll get the win off. I'm telling you right now, he's got a good record against Everton. When he played for Liverpool, he did do it. So
he is nothing like we saw at Liverpool. He's like a completely different player, though, isn't he? Everything we saw at Liverpool, he hasn't brought.
I actually think it's Origi's brother, because he's just totally different, isn't it, compared to the Liverpool.
Before there's three players I want to talk about, but I've got a new super chat. This is from Katie. Thank you for another £4.49. Put towards Orlando. Origi won't be scored. Katie,
well said, Katie. Well said.
Katie, come on, have faith. Origi's going to score against Everton. I don't care what anyone says. He's going to score.
If Origi scores, not only will I take you two out, I'll give Katie her £4.99 back. That's how confident I am.
Katie, you know, before the home game, if you just score, beat in the same place, Katie, Steve's always there, so he'll give you the £5 with interest. Is that right, Steve?
Whatever, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Thank you, Katie, legend. Thank you for £4.99 as well. Steve, hi, doors to you and Brennan. Why am I saying George?
No one's pulled me up on it, so it must be nearly there.
This guy, a Stoke City fan, Simon, he's made out of Papadovs.
Yeah,
come on, that is hard.
He'll probably play against Everton and then be injured for Man City, won't he? So
yeah,
we'll beat Man City. What was the best?
No,
we'll beat Man City. Oh, right. People in the chat as well. As we know, I hate Liverpool so much. I don't want them to win the league. Right. Again, let's make it quick, right? Who do you want to win the league, Steve? People in the chat. Who do you want to win the league? Let's make it quick.
I might surprise you here.
No, do it quick.
Forest.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't want FC 115 Man City to win it.
No, because I don't want. No, yeah, I want Arsenal to win the league. I want Arsenal to leave. What? No, I had a debate with Forest fan. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. You know who you are. I said that person wants Man City to win the league, and I said, "Do you want Man City to beat Forest?" And he wouldn't respond to it. So I'm not going to throw that person under the bus. And you know who you are. It's all love.
What did he say to that though?
He didn't respond to me. He wouldn't. It was in a WhatsApp group, and he wouldn't respond to it.
Okay.
Yeah, but. Yeah, thank God Liverpool didn't win. I was happy as Larry at work. I was jumping for joy when I seen the goal. But Liverpool fans, unlucky. People, please do hit like, button, subscribe. Let's talk about the sales. Like I said, Matthew Steve, he did an error yesterday, but we can't. We give Turner so much stick. We give Black so much stick, but we can't give the guy. Can we give him stick?
No, he's made one mistake then, okay, or he's made a mistake. That's the nature of the position he plays in. The goalkeeper, yeah, it's a mistake that's cost us a goal. But when goalkeepers make mistakes, 9 times out of 10 they do cost you goals. But no, I think he's I think he's been a lot better. He's probably been one, he's made a difference to our back four. You can't blame him for the set pieces that are coming in from corners, but I think he's fine, good goalkeeper. If he doesn't make another mistake again from the next 5, that's happy. I'll be happy with that. But the goalkeepers are going to make a mistake. Jesus, even the great goalkeepers make mistakes. But you can't have a go at the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's a silly mistake. He knows that. End of. Move on to the next game.
Another player that I think is just getting better and better. And the last few George Murillo.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
I don't know. He saved Ryan Yates again. Yates again. He saved him, but he's going to be a top player there. And
Yes.
Forest fans, do you think he'll be with us next season? I put up in a minute.
No, he's fantastic, right? But I've got a theory, right? And you're not going to like this at all, Dore. I said before the stream, I've got an opinion you're not going to like. This is it, right? He is covering for Andrew Omobamidele because he's not good enough to be his partner. Okay, right. For the goal that we conceded, Omobamidele, I've counted. There is 5 times he can dive in and make a tackle. 5 times, and he gets nowhere near him. I think he's equally to blame for the goal that we Forest conceded. Okay. Then I've had a look at the stats to back this up because Murillo compensates for him so hard. That's why Murillo wins man of the match whenever he's next to him. Right. And Omobamidele, he's had good games. He's played well against Fulham. He played unbelievably against Liverpool. But he compensates for Omobamidele so much. He's always covering his side. He's always winning his duels, right? And he's always doing better on the ball. And I've looked. I did a feed into it to support my opinion, right? In the last 9 games, there is only 1 game where Murillo has made less passes than his partner, and that was Luton away and Willy Bolly. Willy Bolly for me is the only person that can partner Andrew Omobamidele. No, Murillo. Sorry, Murillo. I think they're the only 2 that are good enough to be starting in the Premier League every week, right? Because Bolly compensates for what Murillo doesn't bring in the air. He's physically good. They're both competent on the ball. And at Luton away, Murillo didn't stand out as much because Bolly was on his side, Murillo was on his side, and they were coping fine. And they both were equally as good at each other. They didn't notice them. Whereas when Murillo is next to somebody else who isn't as good, he has to cover that so hard, and he does so well at it. He's unbelievable, and it makes him look like a better player, And Forest might even gain from that. But yeah, I mean, perhaps he's the best of what we've got without Bolly, but I am praying that Bolly is there for Everton because I think those 2 are the only 2 that are going to give us a chance. So I know you don't like it, Dore. I can see you shaking your head, but I'm not sold on it. He does good things in the game, right?
No.
But I just don't think long term it could be, and he could develop into being that. But at the minute, I just don't think he's ready.
George, you are dead right about Bolly needs to play on Sunday.
No, I agree with George, 100%. I agree with you. But people know how I feel about Omobamidele. I said his name again. I can't believe it. I'm on a roll. I do agree with you on that. I do agree.
Remember when we were talking outside and he pulled up Bolly? Yeah. I let a bit of a steam off, and you know why. You know my opinion. You know my opinion's why on that. I'm not Bolly has to play on Sunday.
Yeah. And I'd play Felipe or Niakate over Omobamidele if he's not fit, personally.
But
Wait. Say again.
I'd play Felipe or Niakate, particularly Felipe.
George, what have you been drinking?
No.
Maybe not Niakate, but Felipe was awful against Palace, okay? But he was really good against West Ham. He offers more in the air.
George, how old are you?
18.
George, are you an Everton fan? Only an Everton fan would pick Felipe.
He's going to win more in the air than Omobamidele will, and he'll just get rid of it. I really feel strongly about it,
I'd play Origi at the back.
What? I know some ladies who like Felipe, but I'm talking about on the pitch. I want to play Felipe. The reason I say that because when he announced his retirement, if Forest get relegated, do you think he'll care?
I think so. Yeah, I think last season he was the sole reason why we stayed up. Him and Worrell at the back got us over the line. He's been there before. He knows what it takes. Yeah,
100%.
yes, he's got a year extra in his legs, and that's
year,
telling. That's telling that it's not last year and it's this year, and his legs have gone a bit more.
Mm.
But like I said, he's got Murillo to compensate for him, just like Bamidele has. And I just think he's going to win more in the air. I think, especially maybe against City, you might play Andrew instead. But for Everton, I just want someone that's going to head it away. And Bamidele never does, unless it's an unrivaled header. Andrew doesn't win anything in the air. Felipe's got more of a chance than Andrew has, and that's why I think we're going to get. I get your
point. I get your point about the header. Like I still I like Bamidele, but Felipe with Felipe, I just feel he's lackadaisy on a few things, and Murillo helps him a lot with his pace. But there's people in the chat, right? Against Everton, who would you play? We know Murillo is going to be one. It's definitely number first choice. Who would you play alongside him? I'm Bamidele, Bolly.
Well, Bolly plays. I think everyone knows that.
Bolly plays.
Wow.
And if I could choose him to be fit for one game, it would be this one.
Yeah. Don't forget, boys, and everyone on the chat. These balls are going to be pinged into our box. Yeah. You can guarantee it. They're going to be pinged into our box, and you need you need someone who. And George is right. You need someone who's just going to go bang, put his head on it, and clear it. All right. And if they get behind Bolly, you've got Murillo who'll cover it. Yeah. We did it for Luton, didn't we? Bolly played for Luton, and then he took him off for. Felipe came on, didn't it? And to be honest, their goal came from there as well. Felipe lost it. Am I right? Did Felipe lose?
It was a corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, corner. Well, surprise.
Yeah. Can we talk about set pieces before we go? Because I am.
Yes, we can. We are going to talk about set pieces. And this is the point. I put a poll. Who against Everton? I put who against. And Bolly was 75%. Andrew, I'm a Bamidele. 25%, and no one says Felipe or Nikate.
Highlight this Paul comment, please, Dore. Come on. You seen it? Well done, Paul.
Paul. I've seen you before the game. We were mates. Don't be against me, mate. I can see you. To be honest, I think George is wrong. Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong on the point of playing Bolly if he's fit.
I think we should play Bolly because of his experience, because when against Luton, I think alongside Murillo, especially the second half,
it was so good.
It was so good. Mm-hmm. My problem was with Felipe when he came on in the 75 minutes, George. He ruined it.
But that was the manager, because we went to a back five. We went to a back five and invited Luton onto us. If he didn't do that, regardless of whether we went into a back four, we'd have still been able to drive on and maybe get a second goal. But the manager changed it. He took all of our high tough going forward and put extra at the back and ruined our chances. That sole result, us throwing away at Luton, I blame entirely on the manager.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, so let's talk about set pieces then. And again, it's a problem with us. And talk about it. What's the issue with set pieces?
It's ridiculous, right? So 5 of the last 6 games we've conceded a set piece goal. We've conceded 22 set piece goals in the Prem. The next is like Burnley and Sheffield United with 16. Like that is just ridiculous. And I've watched it, right? And I watched the Adebayo goal that we conceded, the header from him against Fulham. And who was marking him? Gibbs White. Morgan Gibbs White was marking him, right? Yes, he won the header for the corner against Wolves. There is no planet that he should be marking the tallest player on the pitch. And when Adebayo headed that in, Yates and Wood were both stood on the line. Why is one of them not marking him, right? And then you look at yesterday's goal, Max Kilman, who wins the initial header that sells bundles, unmarked header. Who was stood next to him at the start? Gibbs White again. Who is signing off on that? Why is Morgan Gibbs White marking the tallest player on the pitch? Chris Wood sort of made a half-hearted effort to get near the ball and didn't get there, but he should be on it in the first place. I don't understand because it must be a clear thing, because that's 2 games in a row at home that their tallest player has been marked by Morgan Gibbs White. Who thinks that's okay? Because there's no planet that Morgan should be marking him. And that's nothing on Morgan. He's never going to win that header. Like, I'd say 1 in 100 he wins a header against Kilman or Adebayo. So they need to sort themselves out, because yes, we've deducted 4 points, but what's going to cost us more points this season is the first half of the season issues with the goalkeeper, the goalkeepers who both kept throwing them in. And then since we've eradicated that issue, we conceded a set piece goal every game. We conceded one corner yesterday, and we couldn't defend it. It's ridiculous, and I'm getting sick of it.
You okay, George? You're right.
Yeah, I'll get some water now. That was my Origi-esque rant for set pieces.
Oh, dude. You know what? I do agree. I think was it the first half? First half when there was a free kick and someone, I don't know. I think it was Wood wasn't marking one of the taller players, and I thought, so why is he not doing it?
It's like zonal, but yeah. It
Well,
boils my blood.
If you did enjoy that George rant, please do hit the like. Please, if you did, please do hit the like button as well, please. It helps me a lot, please. Right, we've got, like I said, 5 games to go. I think we have. People in the chat as well. Are we staying up? And I'm a bit. I don't know. I'm nervous for Everton away. I am nervous. As well, that's a question from Paul. Do you think we have improved under Nuno? Let me ask you, George, first. Have we improved under him?
I think we're unquestionably a better side. He came in, and the first thing that he did was put Gibbs White in the middle when he'd been playing on the wing for 2 months, and surprise, he didn't have much impact in games. So that's the first thing that he did. He made us look more balanced. He brought the best out of Elanga. Look at the players he's brought the best out of, right? Chris Wood has scored 11 of his 12 goals under Nuno.
Yeah.
Gibbs White has turned into an animal. We've got Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, who Cooper couldn't get into the same team, both playing and both thriving. And I mean, Hudson-Odoi was a bit weird yesterday because he was almost playing left back at times, and clearly that was a ploy because it was basically like in who played left back in Aina's pocket half the time. And that was quite weird. But no, I think we're a better side under Nuno. Whether he's the solution long term with his sort of baffling,
Rod, are we staying
I'm
up?
not sure, but we're a better team.
Rod, are we staying up? Yes or no?
Yeah, are we staying up? Oh no, we're not. I don't think we'll stay up. No, but I'm a negative football fan. I'm honestly a negative, right? But I've got up here Luton's fixtures, right? So they've got Brentford at home, Wolves away, Everton at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home. I think you could make a point to say they could win any of them games, right? I think they're all teams that really haven't got much to play for. Everton probably have, but when they beat us, they probably won't. I think you could make a case about they're not going to win all 5. I'm not saying that, but I think you could see Luton getting 7, 8, 9 points out of that. And I see a situation where Forest have to win their last 3: Chelsea at home, Sheffield United away, and Burnley away. I see a situation where we have to get 9 points from that, otherwise we stay up. And I can't remember the last time we've won 3 in a row, and I certainly can't remember the last time we've won 2 back-to-back away games. So
bloody hell! Last time we won 3 in a row. People in the chat, where's last time we won 3 in a bloody row?
Championship.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Oh,
and I think like I said, I think that's the situation we're going to be in. And unless we get all 4 points back from the appeal, then yeah. But I'm naturally very negative.
I think we won. I think
it's 2. It's 2.
So, to make it the same as Everton's.
No, 2.
Stay. Are we staying up? People in the chat. I've done a poll again. Are we staying up? Yes or no? 71 says yes. 29 says no.
I'll tell you what, man, you know me, yeah? All right. And I've always, at the start of the season, I'll be saying, we're doing this, we're doing that. I've always said we'll stay up. Okay? I think, and I'm not going to change my mind because a good guy never changes his mind. All right? So I'm going to say yes. The problem that worries me, and the question was, have we improved under Nuno? We've improved under Nuno going forward. Yeah. My concern is, like George says, set pieces.
Yeah.
If anyone listened to his interview yesterday, a reporter, I believe, said to him, "Are you concerned about leaking goals from set pieces?" And his reply was, "It's what it is."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, it's what it is. We can't emphasize too much on that. Now, let me tell you this, yeah.
Is that what he said? I've not seen this.
He said it on a report. I heard the reporter say it's what it is. We can't emphasise on it too much. We have to.
Is that on the Forest channel? Is that on the Forest channel?
I can't remember.
I've watched that one. It wasn't that.
It wasn't. He heard it. Now, let me ask this question to everyone on this thing. If you've got a leak in your bathroom and it's going into your kitchen, what do?
Yeah,
you go and fix it. You go and fix it. I found out, and I think we all found out, because and I was thinking, couldn't believe why this set piece coach hadn't been sacked. Couldn't believe it. And apparently it's because Nuno is not using him.
Yeah.
He hasn't used them at all.
So he was used basically for 2 games, the last 2 games for Cooper, and then Nuno's got rid of him. So
he's got rid of him. He's put him somewhere else.
It's ridiculous.
But see, everyone blamed Morecambe's White for the set piece coach, and we've not used him.
Yeah.
How can we?
He's not using
I don't know, but it's
to me, the problem is with Forest, we're going to score. I said to you, Ben, we're always going to score. I mean, when was the last time we didn't score?
Liverpool.
Okay. Liverpool.
And we had chances. We should have scored.
We had chance. Yeah, Liverpool. Last time we hadn't scored. All right. But we've always scored under Nuno. All right. But we always concede. Now, Ben, you're old enough. George ain't old enough, unfortunately. But I can
you cheeky George, don't take that from an old guy like him.
I'm paying him a compliment.
Yeah. I think it was fortunately rather than unfortunately.
Yeah, our greatest manager, Brian Clough, turned around and said, you keep a clean sheet, you don't get beat.
Mm-hmm.
How many times, if we kept a clean sheet, where would we be now? Where would we be now? Even if it draws 0-0, 1, you know what I mean? And he hasn't gone and fixed it. You know, I'll tell you something else, and Dan's not near me or anything like that. When they got that corner, the second half, I turned around to Dan, I turned around to the guys in front. They'll score from this. What did they go and do? Score.
Yeah. The thing about us defensively is, right, we were shipping goals but scoring, and then can you remember we lost 4-2 to Villa, and then the next 4 games were very tight. Like we lost 1-0 to United, we drew a couple, we played Brighton and lost 1-0, and then it sort of went that way. We can't really find a balance between them. It's like either they leak and we score, or we don't score but we concede the odd one. And as a manager, it's hard to find the right balance between the two. So I don't really know what the solution is, but yeah, I think Nuno has made us far better attacking wise, and that has compensated defensively, because you would say that Cooper was a defensive manager, and the 5-0 thrashing at Fulham was a bit of an anomaly in that was probably the most goals we conceded by a mile under Coops, whereas conceding even 3 under Nuno, it's not really a great surprise, really.
No.
And people, after hearing that about Nuno, about his press conference, it's got me a bit down now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is.
I've got. Please, I don't know.
I think it was.
People in the chat, has anyone seen it? I love to see it.
It was Talk Sport, because Jamie O'Hara was talking to a Forest fan who'd
Talk Sport then.
Who'd heard the comment.
I'll try and find it somewhere. It's definitely on YouTube somewhere.
Jamie O'Hara, they were talking about Danilo and the set piece, and Jamie O'Hara turned around and said, I was baffled. He was baffled when they took off Danilo yesterday. He says, and I'm baffled with that response, about set pieces. Fix it, sort it. It's going to take you down. That's what he was saying. That's what Jamie O'Hara is. It's going to take you down.
Yeah.
Last one for this. I said, it's a big game. It's one of the biggest games since we got promoted from Premier League. We've got Everton next Sunday, and everyone seems like I feel down about it now. Before we make it short and sweet, George. Like, are you really that low about going to Everton away?
I honestly do. Unless the only hope I have is if Ilanga's fit. I think if Ilanga plays, he offers us a bit of an outlet. And maybe
what's it going? Come on.
Yeah, but what did he do yesterday? In the absence of Ilanga yesterday, Hudson-Odoi was missing, and you could see that Forest tried to carry attacks through Hudson-Odoi, but both of them need each other, because they're not players that can carry Forest going forward. They're players that can provide you with a moment. But so Gibbs White has got both sides. He can go both sides. Whereas, like you say, Rayner was basically kissing him. He was nowhere near offering an option down the right. And then Nico couldn't go every time because then we'd be exposed defensively. So if Ilanga's fit, I think we have a slight chance. If Ilanga doesn't play, then honestly, I could see it being a whitewash because I think he'll stick with Amabamidele and Murillo. And like I mentioned earlier, no, unless Bolly's fit, then he plays. But if those two play, then the tallest two players we've got are Ryan Yates and Chris Wood. And we're not going to win anything in the air. Goodison Park's a horrible place to go. We know exactly what we're going to expect from them. They'll goal kicks. They'll hammer it forward. They'll win a free kick.
Set pieces.
They'll hammer it. Set pieces. Yeah, they're up there with scoring the most in the Premier League. I think they're first or second. And obviously we know where we are at conceding set pieces. So honestly, mate, I could see it being 3 or 4-1. I just hope the fight is there because last season in this period, I don't think any of us would have gone into a game thinking we're going to get beat like heavily. But honestly, I really hope I'm wrong. I would love it, and I'll be there. I'd love it if Forest can produce this wonderful performance and get something at Everton, but preferably a win because I think we need a win. But to be honest, and it's sad that I've got this low, but I can't see us getting a kick.
You know what? I was low after the game, but Steve, what about you? Are you same but
well, I won't say too much, Ben, but I'll just turn around and say I think I've got more chance of waking up next to Sandra Bullock than seeing Forest beat Everton next week. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So,
what's more likely, Origi scoring or Forest winning?
Forest winning.
I can't wait for Fernando's. Well, I'll tell
you something now. I'm going to be serious here. All right, on a serious note. All right, here we go. They score more goals set pieces. Yeah. We're absolutely crap at defending set pieces. Here's a punt. Who's going to go with me here? Forest win 1-0.
Me, Origi.
Origi wants to score.
I'd love that.
Area with a voucher.
95th minute penalty, and we win it. Can you imagine?
Here's a stat for you. Let's just think. I'm not on the loony juice. Honestly, Ben, I'm drinking soft drinks. They score more goals from set pieces. We leak more goals in from set pieces. We win 1-0.
That would be fantastic.
Now, I don't care. I want to win
1-0. If we win 1-0, yeah, all right. If Origi scores, I'll take you two out for a meal. If we win 1-0, yeah, you have me on this chat, and for the hour, you call me Sir Steve Oldham.
You're having a bloody laugh. There's not a chance.
You call me for an hour the greatest.
If that's what it takes us to win, I'm happy to sign up for that, Dore. Come on.
Okay. I'll yeah, that's it. Okay. If people in the chat, well, I've got to say it, don't I? If we do win 1-0, then I can't.
Let's just hope we win 2-0 then.
Yeah, Riggy scores. No. I'm not giving him a score prediction yet. It's too early.
No one gives us a chance, do they? Because of the situation.
I've said on the previous show on Thursday, I've got Everton fan Everton Rose on it with me, and I want to have a good chat about it again because it's important. And I want 1-0. I want to go Nando's. I want Steve to take me out. I'm not like that. No today. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to win.
And just on that, right? You know, Forest win. We always, like Steve said, we have to keep a clean sheet to win. I think the only game we've won where the opponent has scored was Newcastle, and that was a penalty, right? So we have to keep a clean sheet to win. Basically, I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. Therefore, are we going to win? We're going to have to score at least 2 goals to win, probably 3. Yeah. That's a long shot. That is.
What's the odds on Origi getting a hat trick? I don't know. People in the chat, what is the odds on Origi getting a hat trick? It must be like 100-1 or 250-1, something like that.
Yeah.
If you know he's going to score 1, Justin. If Forest win 1-0 and Origi scores, if you are late to my show, Steve will take me and George out and take us to that. No, whatever.
We'll decide.
You've got to call me legend. You've got to call me the greatest showman because I've gone 1-0.
If Steve's paying, I'm happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. We go to the fan zone. Is it fan zone, George?
Fan park. Fan park. Yeah. Come to fan park.
Yeah. Steve's going to take us to the fan park and get us a meal.
Yeah. I'll book you a table. I'll book us all a table.
Yeah. Book a table because you're cancelling it.
If you do the fun part, it's on the tabs on stage, Stephen. It's on him. Yeah. But yeah, right. It's been a good show, people. Thank you for all the chat. That's coming on the show. Like I said, I'm a bit annoyed we didn't win yesterday, but at the point we didn't lose. We're still not in the bottom three. I've got Everton next. I feel depressed. Football depressed. Not rugby depressed. Football depressed. But yes.
At least we don't have to think about football for another week now, you know.
Yeah, but now, George, you've got me depressed now because the start of the show, you just said you wasn't confident against Everton, and I got you. My mood was like, I was like, yeah, that's all right, but now I feel depressed. Football depressed.
Sorry, Ben. That's the impact I have on people. So I
apologize. It is impact, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm joking.
Yeah, I am.
George's the top guy. He's the top guy, George. Before we do go, like I don't know, see, George he does a lot of YouTubing, podcasters. Tell everyone, George, what you want.
1865, the Nottingham Forest podcast. I'm on quite a lot. Sometimes I might be doing the Everton game, and I did a match report yesterday for the Famous Club as well. So you can see my frustrated opinions on there. And yeah, like Dore said, I do Fan Park as well with Ellie. You'll know Ellie. Fan Park. Ellie
not to that old guy. What's his name? Max Hayes. Match day with Max. Him as well.
I'm meeting him on Wednesday. You know, Dore.
What for?
I'm at uni in London, and he's coming to London, so we're going for a pint.
Listen, he's getting you a pint.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
Listen, right. Let me tell about. No, Max is all right, man. He's all right sometimes. A little bit. He's all right sometimes, a little bit, man. But he's tight. He's loaded. He's been doing YouTube since 2013 or 12 or what it is. But he's tight with his money. So Max, get George a pint. You type get. So
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens. Though.
Yes, yeah. Make sure I want to see a picture of Max at the bar. At the bar. Because Steve, he's tight in his day.
Well, I've known him for years, and I don't even know whether he carries a wallet. I've never seen it.
You know, him and his dad don't get his drink. So sorry, Max.
His dad's all right. His dad's pretty generous, but I
don't. His name's Ben. That's why. That's what he
I don't think even Max has learned how to work. What is it? Apple Pay.
Apple Pay.
Yeah. Sorry, Max. We have to throw you under the bus there. I didn't throw you under the bus, Max. I think he's a bellend, but
his grand's quite nice, Kathy. She always brings me a chocolate bar for
legend.
Bless her. She's a legend. She is.
It's just Ben and Max. Yeah, especially Max. He's tight with his money, but we'll see what he does for George on Wednesday. But yeah, shout out to Max. I know he's a quite busy person, to be fair. But right, people. It's been a good show. Thank you to George. Thank you to Steve. I've got a show on Thursday, 9 o'clock with Rose, who's an Everton fan. It's going to be a great show, so make sure you watch that. I'm doing another video on Tuesday as well. We've got 5 games to go, and it's so important. I don't know. I need to find that video about what Nuno said, because he said that.
It came from talks. I'm sure it's Jamie O'Hara when I was driving.
I've got to watch it.
Jamie O'Hara, the one about Danilio and something about it's what it is. Something.
Yeah. It is what it is. But people, like I said, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button. If you can, it helps my channel a lot. Subscribe to the channel as well. And if you are rewatching this, and if anything that you agreed or disagreed, I will respond to you. But don't give up, Forest fans. We're not in the bottom 3 just yet. It is a tough run-in. We have got a tough run-in. Everton. There's Everton, Man City, Sheffield United, Chelsea, and Burnley away. Have faith. Have faith. Don't be like this old guy, this old Todger, and be depressed.
I'll see you Sunday. All right.
Peace and love, everyone. We all at Everton on Sunday, yeah?
Yeah.
We all at yes. We'll be at Sunday. We'll be there. Just win Forest. That's what we're asking for. Win. Peace and love. Open Forest.